So there's that, and that comes up a lot, right? Like a lot of perpetrators will say, well, I got this diagnosis from a doctor. Well, okay, but if you got that diagnosis from a doctor.
Didn't have that diagnosis for a doctor until 2011.
Get her, Becca.
And everything that Gypsy got done, that was the procedures that she had done to her, were way before then.
Exactly. People want to feel bad for Andrea. I don't feel bad for Andrea.
You're going to take this down because when you figure all this out, you're going to feel embarrassed. And you're going to say, I didn't do my due diligence and it wasn't fair to my audience.
And you use deception to do it, well, then that's abuse. And even if that diagnosis is real, if you are making the condition worse, if you were.
So here she is claiming that Dee Dee did something to make Gypsy's condition worse.
Absolutely
There's nothing.
not.
I have seen nothing to indicate that in any blood work, in anything, okay? There's nothing. And Dee Dee was fully cooperative with the doctor. If the doctor didn't want to do something, Dee Dee wasn't like, oh, but you got to do this, which we see in other real
Gypsy better,
cases.
not worse.
The mother or whoever, it's usually the mother, the caretaker, is constantly pushing doctors to do more and more and more and more. And that did not happen. I found not one nursing note, and primarily having to do with her GI tract. Okay? And so there was that. So what else do you got for me? What else are you going to say that makes no sense? And you're embarrassing yourself. And you should take this podcast down. It's embarrassing.
I agree, Becca.
It doesn't mean that they can't make it worse. And we know.
Make it worse. How dare you? And I'm getting tired of these people that are victim shaming Dee Dee Blanchard.
Exactly.
She's murdered. She was murdered by her own daughter. How dare you continue to give this monster, this little gremlin, a platform to re-victimize her mother over and over and over again? When is it going to stop? When are these stupid women out there, this Andrea person is this the one that's right now, going to stop and do your homework before you give her a platform? All right.
Nobody wants to do the homework, Becca.
Well, after this podcast hit, I found some things of what was going on in the internet. The Truth Train movement had moved over to Spotify.
Yes.
Let me get some clips here of some content creators that were talking about that. One is SullenBeauty.
That's me.
Trying to say that she never got any first episode of Andrea Dunlap's podcast featuring Gypsy Rose Manson. After seeing that she normally only averages about 10 comments per podcast episode compared to the hundreds of comments that she's getting on the Gypsy Rose episode, I think we know why she did this. You see, Andrea Dunlap only has 16,000 followers on Instagram.
Clock it,
and then there's an old TikTok account with even less. She absolutely knew bringing Gypsy Rose on her platform was going to bring a lot of attention. The Truth Train has relocated over to Spotify. And I'm a comment girly. I love the comment section. And I'm just going to tell you guys now, if you go over there, you can only comment one time. Now, you can reply to other comments, but you can only leave one comment. That's mine. That's the newest one. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that is Team Truth Train. Thank you for going over there and leaving our mark. People are really demanding that this episode be removed.
Becca.
And I absolutely agree, because you guys are invalidating someone that lost their life, and I'm sick of it. All the lies that she has told on this podcast episode, trying to say that she never got any money from the act. Oh, the $50,000 she got was a donation from the producer. Since when? And remember, you guys, this is only part one. For all we know, this is going to be like a 4 or 5 part episode of Gypsy Rose Manson.
Okay, thanks to SullenBeauty. I'm going to cut it there. If you want to see the rest of her report, go find her over on TikTok. And then we got one more report.
So that was me reacting to Beccascoops' most recent video. She is over on Yellow Tango. That's what I think I'm going to call YT from now on, because I never really liked YT.
And one thing I do want to clarify, when I say I don't feel bad for Andrea, I mean in regards to this negative attention that she's getting for having Gypsy Manson on her podcast. Now, when it comes to her story, I don't know enough about that to speak on. Now, I will say that there has been rumblings on the internet about alleged, separation from the family or someone being cut off from the family. Y'all, these curls were so good, but I have slept on them and my hair gets tangled really easily. So today I'm going to have to comb them out and it's sad. Now today I'm going to try to buckle down and make a part 2 of the Sarah Grace Patrick case. Obviously, I'm going to go live tonight at 10 Central, and I think we're going to do something similar to what we did on my last live. So I want to do at least 2 hours of Wade Wilson jail calls, and then I want to do 1 hour of Gypsy Rose Manson. I have not had a chance to sit down and listen to Nancy the Toll podcast episode, the interview with the neighbor. So I think we're going to listen to that on my live tonight. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, follow, reshare, and comment to keep this conversation going. And thank you, Beccascoops. This is the second time she's featured one of my videos, and she is a huge part of this community. We really appreciate all the work that you do, Becca.